Hello again, Starscream back. That's not me in the background. That's a Tenchi character called Ryoko, so that's not what the story's about. I'm going to do the Underbase. I was going to try and give you some visual representation of the story that I'm trying to tell. Okay, so I'll crack on with it, to be honest with you. Doesn't seem much point in me being here otherwise. Here's a picture of what Starscream inevitably... Well, it doesn't inevitably come. This is what he chooses to be. Now that is Starscream, how he takes possession of the Underbase. Now, what's the Underbase and how does he come to know about it? One would obviously ask. This is very amateurish, but I'm trying my best, okay? It's a database on Cybertron which records all of the Autobots' memories, their info, their existence, everything they've done up until that point. Now, Megatron's learnt of this, and he attempts to steal it from the laboratory that it's on. Now, Optimus Prime thwarts his plan and defeats Megatron. The actual scientists who were guarding this underbase are killed by Megatron in the process. Now, Optimus Prime views it as the safest way to stop any of the further attempts to get hold of the underbase due to the fact of its enormous power and knowledge, is he blasts it in space. Now, don't they always do that? Superman, you know, we've got a problem with something, you know what we're going to do? Blast it into space. Cosmic refuge. And when it leaves Cybertron, it comes out as a rather large cube. Now, everybody who's seen the latest Transformer film, Allspark, doesn't that resemble it in any particular way? Yes, a big giant cube with all the Autobots' accumulated knowledge and wisdom? Okay. There we go. That explains his new, well, I may not have given a new angle at the film, but I'm willing to bet that's where he got his inspiration from. Anyway, I'll crack on quickly. It orbits surrounding space for a long time. It emits this sort of energy, which anything it comes into contact in the past, it destroys utterly. So, in the 1980s, it comes into the orbit of Earth. Now, Starscream learns of this because he recalls some of the data tracks that Megatron recorded from the past. So naturally, Starscream, being the intense, egotistical soddy he is, thinks that, I'd like to get possession of this, making me the all-powerful Starscream. So, he attempts to get hold of this by blasting himself into space. But to sidetrack the Decepticons so they don't know what he's up to, I might add that at this moment Ratbat's in command of the Decepticons. I know it's strange, but it is true. He is in command of the Decepticons. Is there a picture? I don't know. So what he does is he invites Scorponok, who's an opposing Decepticon leader at the time, to Earth. So that would distract Ratbat. So Starscream blasts off into space to try and coincide with the orbit of the Underbase. Unfortunately, Starscream only observes a certain amount of power before he's interrupted by some other Decepticons in space at the time. Even so, it makes Starscream, what's the best word? Practically and utterly invincible. And here we see some representation of him attacking. Because what happens is he comes back down to Earth with the power of the Underbase and starts attacking the Autobots and the Decepticons. Optimus Prime, Scorponok and Ratbat mount an assault to hopefully stop Starscream. It fails completely and utterly. Here is where we have the part where we open up for destroying practically all the Generation 1 Transformers. They lose Jazz, Grimlock, Jetfire, Thundercracker, Astro Train, Mega Supreme, Tracks, as you can see in the picture. Who else do we have there? Hound. There was a list of it. We even lose a lot of the Headmasters. We lose practically every one of the Transformers in this one battle. Now, Starscream, having done this, really has enough, and he decides I want the full power of the Underbase. So he blasts back into space to get it. Now, Ratbat and Scorponok have learnt now what actual Starscream's plans were. So what they do is they mount a team to go up to follow Starscream to get the Underbase for themselves, because they're Decepticons and naturally they want to be the all-powerful. But in a power struggle between Scorponok and Ratbat, Ratbat is shot in the back by Scorponok. And do we see it? There we go, he's coming into a battle, and blasts in the back by Scorponok. I have no idea how this is going to come out after I've done this. And that's the end of Ratbat, thankfully. So, to recap now, Starscream's gone back into space to get the rest of the Underbase's power. He wants to collide with it as it's coming out of Earth's orbit. Prime goes up to stop him because he's been on board the Ark the whole time of this. Ignore that. Scorponok goes up into space, obviously, because he's the only one left of the Decepticons who wants it. He tries to confront it. Optimus Prime stops Scorponok from intercepting it, and it intercepts with Starscream. So for one brief moment, Starscream becomes this all-powerful, almighty Decepticon. Utterly invulnerable to any attack. And I don't know if you can see this picture here. That is Starscream, ready to unleash his full power, and of that power of the Underbase, on all of the Autobots and Decepticons. Bang! Far too much powerful, and it utterly destroys him. No Transformer is able to withhold the power of the Underbase. And I might also add that while Starscream is doing this, he's slowly deteriorating the whole time he's using his power, so it's eating him away from the inside out. So that's a brief synopsis of the Underbase. It's a brilliant read. If you can get the graphic novel, which is called Dark Star, I mean, I've got the original comics, but I don't read them because they are going to break. They are slightly dusty and rather old. But if you can get that, it's a great read. And as I said, it explains the disappearance of a lot of the Transformers. They didn't disappear in like the movie, they died. And Starscream comes back at the end, as we know, in some later comics as a pretender, as do a lot of the other dead Transformers. And that's another story of which I could do. But there we go, that's me signing out. See you all out there. I've got a new camera. I'm not looking at it, but I'll try and look at it. Here we go. And when I've worked out, I'll wire it into the PC. Hopefully you'll get some better pictures. Anyway, in this meantime, that's Starscream signing off. See you all out there, and take care.